Hey, YouTube, what's good? Samples9 here back again with another video. And it's time for another long-awaited Top 10 video. I am, of course, here with my good buddy, Jerome. Let me know.
Oh, I'm sorry, I fell asleep during Raw because that's how awful it was.
Ah,
Greetings all you YouTubers out there. Thank you for watching another Call It Operation video with Alexander the Great and yours truly, Romeo J Money. And this time, we're not doing a wrestling top 10.
thank God.
Thank God, because after the shit I saw last night, TV PG, more like TVG bullshit.
Yep.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to do a different theme top 10.
Yes.
The Great. What are we doing today?
Yes, we are. We are doing a new segment. Let me turn on the lights here. It's getting a little dark. Can't really see myself. What we're doing today is, I'm a big movie fan. So is he.
Yes.
I'm of course, if you guys don't know, I'm a member of the Putnam crew, with his, which he created the name for it. He created the name for it. But
Okay,
it was,
to be honest with you, I did create a name, and I thought of the idea is like, why don't you create that name and put it along with your group?
yeah,
And the rest is history.
and the rest is history, exactly.
And-
I am a part of that, along with my brother, who does movie reviews on his channel, my buddy Joe, Big Joe,
Big Joe, LC Muscle,
Shane
O'Mac.
Shane O'Mac, and LC Muscles.
No,
That's
the
nothing.
bar.
That's muscles right there. He's got right there. So our top 10 today is top 10 biggest Oscar snubs.
Okay, let me explain. Okay, I'll do a little introduction here. I thought of this idea because during the Putnam Cruise Q&A, I sent him a couple of really good questions
Yeah, he did.
that really had a lot of thought-provoking, especially the first one, which that was probably the best thing ever. The second one was biggest Oscar snubs in history, and they mentioned some good ones, and I'm just like, oh, Alexander and I can think of a bunch more.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, the only problem is I had to narrow it down to 10 with some honorable mentions because I'm a freelance film journalist. You probably look at me and you're thinking, no, he doesn't. A big guy like me doing it. Honest to God,
It's true.
here you go. See, folks.
He's got a press pass right there.
And I am like unparalleled with Austin when it comes to films. Like he and I are like
Neck and neck.
neck and neck. We're like identical. Video games is a whole different story, but the Oscars can sometimes be a big fucking pain in the ass.
No kidding.
And we have multiple reasons why. Now, for my list, I have the films that I don't know if you would say these are the absolute biggest snubs, but for me, these are the ones that stand out to me the
Exactly.
most. So,
Same
go
here.
ahead, Alexander, you have the floor.
All right. Well, like every top 10/5 video we have, we gotta have some honorable mentions.
Hold on, you might hear this sound.
Okay, a quarter dropping.
No,
Oh,
coin toss.
coin toss.
Oh,
Goddamn.
boy,
All right. So I have 5 honorable mentions. Start with that one. Frozen River. You ever seen that movie, Frozen River?
Let me think. That came out a few years ago.
Yeah, 2008. I forget who it's with. I think it's not Jessica Chastain, although it might be. I forget who the main actress is, but she was nominated for Best Actress. But the movie as a whole was freaking beautiful. And I think it's a big snub because it wasn't nominated for Best Picture.
I'll get towards that year.
Yeah, it was nominated for Best Picture. It had a pretty low budget, and it wasn't nominated for anything except for Best Actress for whatever the hell her name was. I forget. Let's go to one that came recently, only a couple years ago. Ben Affleck, not getting credit where credit is due.
Honorable mentions list as well.
Not getting where credit is due for him directing Argo.
Here's the thing. He won every single Best Director award.
Mm-hmm.
And even though my Best Director was Nolan for The Dark Knight Rises,
Right.
I'm a biased prick. However, in my top 5, I even said I don't agree with the Oscars. However, this is Ben Affleck's award to win. And
Agreed.
they knew, the Oscars knew they fucked up.
Yeah, they did.
when they presented the best picture, it went to Argo, and rightfully so.
Yep.
He wasn't even nominated.
No, he wasn't even nominated.
Man, what is it with them and the best director award? They always fuck up. Bullshit. Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you, Austin. He agrees. That's bullshit.
Oh.
All right. Now we get to one that I'm particularly fond of: Best Original Song. Now, back in 1986, the song "The Power of Love" from Huey Lewis and the News from the movie Back to the Future was nominated for Best Original Song, but it lost to, I think, Lionel Richie or someone. I forget. Say You, Say Me, or whatever that song was.
It's like, Huey Lewis and the News and Back to the Future are 1-1, man.
Yeah, but the fact that that didn't win is blasphemy. It is blasphemy. Wouldn't you agree?
I wouldn't know.
Oh, okay. Lovely. Okay. Because it's one of my favorite songs of all time. That's why I put it there.
It's Huey Lewis, man. Absolutely.
Yeah, one of the best concerts I've ever seen in my entire life. You're gonna be a little shocked that this isn't in my top 10, but Jack Nicholson for probably one of his best performances in The Shining.
Interesting.
Jack Nicholson?
Jack Nicholson, that's what I said.
I will say this.
Nichols.
I do have Jack Nicholson on my top 10, but which was it?
Uh-huh.
You'll see soon.
But yeah, The Shining was one of the best horror movies I've ever seen in my entire life.
It's my number one. It's my
His
number
number
one
one.
of all time. Yep.
And he should have been nominated. It's a travesty that he wasn't. And last but certainly not least, Castaway for Best Picture in 2001.
That is one of my personal favorite movies of all time. And Robert Zemeckis, man.
Yeah.
That dude's a legend.
Mm-hmm.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Back to the Future, Forrest. Oh man.
The fact that he wasn't, the fact that this movie wasn't nominated is just absolute bullshit.
That was my number one best film of the year.
I would say so.
It was my number one.
Back in 2000?
In year 2000, that was my number one film of the year.
Wow.
The why is because it does visual presentation, where it's able to tell a story with a little to no use of dialogue. Only a few films that pull that off perfectly. That is one of them. Wall-E, that's another one.
Yes.
The Planet of the Apes films.
Mm-hmm.
That's another good examples. So, yeah, there isn't too many that can pull that off.
And those are my honorable mentions.
Excellent. Okay. For my honorable mentions, these are not in any particular order. This one, hey Austin, are you there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
You're gonna love this one.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it.
Wreck-It Ralph losing to Brave.
Thank you!
Now, let me tell you something. I like Brave. I really do. However, it doesn't fucking compare to Wreck-It Ralph.
No, it doesn't.
Is one of the most unique films I have ever seen, and it put Disney Animations as the best animated filmmakers working today.
And put them back on the map, that's for sure.
Yeah, because it started with Tangle. I thought that movie was going to suck. I was like, wow, that was really fun. And I saw Wreck-It Ralph. I saw 135 films in 2012. Wreck-It Ralph was on my top 5 best films of the year.
Hell yeah.
That win best animated film is a fucking travesty. Next one.
It was Melissa Leo. That was her name. Melissa Leo. She was in Frozen River.
Okay. She did win for The Fighter, I believe.
There was also in The Fighter.
Next one. This is my favorite. This is my favorite foreign film of all time. And not only did it not win best foreign film, it wasn't nominated for best picture. And it was on my top 10 best films of the decade. Pan's Labyrinth.
Oh.
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's a shame it wasn't.
Yeah. Alexander, you're gonna love this one. In 1985, what won best picture? Can you even tell me?
Something Africa.
Very good. Out of Africa. However, what was the most memorable film of that year? Back to the Future.
Back to the motherfucking future.
Not nominated for best picture. It's one of the most beloved films of all time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it. Next one. E.T. the Extraterrestrial losing to Gandhi.
Oh yeah.
Next one. Raiders of the Lost Ark losing to Chariots of Fire.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
These are honorable mentions. We already mentioned the Ben Affleck one. Okay, this one. This is going to be interesting. Because this shows you how much politics play into these things. Russell Crowe not winning Best Actor for A Beautiful Mind, or not nominated for Cinderella Man.
I wouldn't know. I haven't seen Cinderella Man.
Oh my God, it's It's my
Beautiful
favorite
Mind, I
Oscar.
can understand because that was phenomenal.
That was his award win, but he threw a phone at somebody and that cost him. And if he was throwing a fucking telephone booth at somebody, I can understand. But he threw a phone. Give me a break. He's
Yeah.
like Joe Pesci from Casino.
Oh,
He picks
jeez.
up the phone, he beats the shit out of him. And my last one, I'm only gonna say this name because it speaks for itself. Ready? Leonardo DiCaprio.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
It wasn't the films that he was nominated for because he lost to the better winner.
Right.
It's what he wasn't nominated for.
Yeah.
The Departed, Django Unchained.
Oh, yes.
Django.
Django.
Yeah.
What's Eating Gilbert? Great. Titanic.
The Aviator.
He was nominated for the Aviator.
He was nominated for that. Okay.
He was. I don't think he was nominated for Gangs of New York.
No.
Fucking ridiculous.
He was nominated for Wolf of Wall Street, though.
He was, even though my pick to win was Chiwetel Ejiofor for 12 Years a Slave.
Mine was McConaughey.
If you want to, Leonardo DiCaprio's Wolf of Wall Street was my number one film of last year.
Yeah.
It was like a three-way tie between that, Gravity, and Rush.
Oh,
But
Rush.
that's another upset. But yeah, those are my honorable mentions.
All right. Stay tuned. The top 10 biggest Oscar snubs of all time. All right, guys. Welcome back. Now it's on to the top 10 biggest Oscar snubs of all time. Who wants to start off? You or me?
Because I'll start off.
Okay. Lovely.
These two, okay, most of my snubs have been within these 2-year spans.
Oh.
Okay, this one happened in 1998. My number 10, Roberto Benigni wins Best Actor over Tom Hanks, Nick Nolte, and Edward Norton. Now, Roberto Benigni won for Life is Beautiful. It was a good performance, but he beat Tom Hanks in Saving Private Ryan.
Oh, my.
He beat Nick Nolte for Affliction, and he beat Edward Norton for American History X.
Oh, my goodness.
And the way he celebrated, he's like walking on top of each other's chairs, like on the top res. Like
Oh, that's right. I remember seeing
like a
that.
jackass. I'm like, what are you doing?
He just won an Oscar.
Yeah, if you win an Oscar, don't act like a goddamn monkey all over people. He didn't deserve to win it. I'm sorry.
No.
Over Tom Hanks and Edward Norton. Those two, Tom Hanks playing the former school teacher into the sergeant in the group.
Yeah.
And, Edward Norton, his best performance ever in American History X.
Right.
Unbelievable.
That's
you
ridiculous.
You probably would see this on many people's top lists. So, yeah, that's my number 10.
Probably. I wouldn't. Yeah. It's not on mine though. I haven't seen.
It's a great movie. Life is Beautiful. Great.
I've seen Life is. I haven't seen Life is Beautiful. I've seen Saving Private Ryan. I've seen American History X. Damn
It's
it.
been a long time, but I remember Nick Nolte being phenomenal in it.
Yeah.
I think he was one of the favorites to win too.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised.
Unbelievable.
Okay, my number 10. When you think of directors,
Yep.
you think of a lot of guys. You think of Martin Scorsese. You think of Robert Zemeckis,
Yep.
Ben Affleck for the modern guys out there. Let's see, Steven Spielberg, Christopher Nolan. But I'm gonna go way, way, way back, to the 40s and 50s and somewhat of the 60s too. Because when you thought of horror films and directing back in the day, one guy stood above the rest, and that, of course, is Alfred Hitchcock.
Yep.
He wasn't nominated for anything except for one movie. I forget which one it was. But yeah, he wasn't nominated for The Birds.
Psycho.
He wasn't nominated for Psycho.
Oh God, there's a lot of them.
Oh, what else was there?
Well, there's a lot of them. I'm trying to.
Yeah, but there's so many good films that this guy has directed, and it's a damn shame that he never got at least one.
No.
He never got one. Yeah. Let's see. What else did he direct? Vertigo?
That's right.
The original. Wait, no. I think he was nominated for Vertigo. I think that might have been the one where he was nominated.
Okay.
I think.
For Psycho back. Yeah. Well, Psycho was like the original horror slasher.
Yeah, it was. It was the
Whether
original
it was
one.
Halloween or Texas Chainsaw Massacre or all those other, well-known horror films. It was Psycho.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course the birds. The birds with crazy ass fucking birds. Let's see. Dial M for Murder. Another classic. Mr. and Mrs. Smith, the original. Not the one with Brangelina.
Yeah. Not too many people know that's a remake.
Yeah, it was a remake.
Oh, wow.
Now, you didn't know that, did you, Mr. Movie Expert?
I did not see that coming. I'm sorry, I'm not that far in the movie history.
But it's Alfred Hitchcock. You're a horror guy.
I'm not that much
Hey, Austin, how many? Okay, on the IMDb's top 100, how many films have you seen out of the 100?
How many of the top 100 have you seen on IMDb?
I'll have to check on that again.
I've seen, I don't know. I haven't caught up yet.
I've seen about 90.
But anyway, it's a damn shame he wasn't nominated for anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So, yeah, that's why Alfred Hitchcock, for pretty much everything he was good at, pretty much everything he's done, is my number 10.
Good, very good. All right, number 9. Both these films came out in 1989. And both of these films revolve around the African American culture.
Mm-hmm.
And they were not nominated for Best Picture.
Hmm.
And that is Do the Right Thing and Glory.
Oh, Do the Right Thing.
Do the Right Thing, of course.
Spike Lee.
Spike Lee's movie. It's like a coming of age film about living in the suburbs, and a Glory about the first formal unit of the Union Army during the American Civil War, to be made up entirely of African Americans.
Yeah.
Now, Glory is in my top 5 greatest war films ever.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the director, Edward. It's hard to pronounce his last name. He did that movie. He did this movie. He also did The Last Samurai.
Who knows? Maybe that'll appear in my list.
Glory, he did The Last Samurai.
Who knows? Maybe that'll appear later in the list.
And, Do the Right Thing, one of the most, it is controversial, but it is a film where after it's done watching, you'll learn something throughout this movie.
Definitely.
Yeah. It also reminds me of the movie Color Purple.
Mm.
Also centered around African American culture. No nominations.
Oh, Whoopi Goldberg was nominated.
Oh wait. I'm sorry. No, there were nominations. Not one winner.
Yeah, that's true.
I think it was like 10 or 11. I'm sorry. 10 or 11. Not one winner. And this, it was nominated for Best Supporting Actor. No, Glory. Glory did win, and rightfully so. It won for Best Supporting Actor for Denzel Washington.
Mm-hmm.
He was so good in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Matthew Broderick, Morgan Freeman's in this. If you guys have not seen Glory, that movie and Do the Right Thing are both on my top 50 greatest films of all time.
Definitely.
You have to see these two films, and it's a shame that the Oscars didn't, do any accommodations to awarding what truly belongs, into their shelf is Oscars. So there you have it. Number 9 is Do the Right Thing and Glory.
Good freaking choices. Choice is. Okay. My number 9 is from one of the all-time greatest films of all time. Oh, wow. That was redundant. A little redundant.
All-time greatest films of all time.
All-time greatest films of all time. That was a little redundant. But, I believe this movie came out in 1939, I want to say. Might have been 38, 37, something like that. The Wizard of Oz.
Okay. Oh, okay.
But in particular, Judy Garland not being nominated for Best Actress.
Yeah, Judy Garland. I was going to say, if you're going to say either director or picture, here's the thing. the same guy who Victor Fleming, I think that's his name, who
Mhm.
directed The Wizard of Oz. He also did the movie that won Best Picture that year.
Yeah.
Gone with the Wind.
Oh, wow.
You know, but I thought Wizard of Oz should have won.
I agree.
Fucking Gone with the Wind. I'm sorry, but yeah, Judy Garland for Best Actress. I can see that.
It's a shame she wasn't, because I think she was going to be nominated. But when did that come out?
I thought it was 1930.
38, 1939, 39.
Okay.
Wait,
It was
came
right
out
towards the end of the 30s, yeah.
came out in 1939. So it would have been the 40s. So it would have been 1940 that would have been nominated. But yeah, it wasn't nominated at all. It's absolutely ridiculous. And
It was nominated for everything else, I believe, too. Best Picture, Best Director, costume design, makeup design, sound, and all that other type of stuff. I mean, it was one of the very first films in color, right?
yep. I don't think it was. I honestly don't think it was.
It wasn't the first film in color?
No, like the So, oh wait, it was nominated for Best Picture,
Yeah.
and that's pretty much it, pretty much.
Well, then again, Gone with the Wind swept everything, even though I don't think it did, because that's just me.
And Best Original Score and Song.
Okay.
It won that.
Think it was some type of technical aspects.
Yeah.
Because that was ahead of his time.
Original Score and Song, but Judy Garland should have been nominated. She should have won, too.
Yeah.
And it's a damn shame she wasn't. So that's why Judy Garland as... What was her name?
9.
No. What was her character name?
Dorothy.
There's Dorothy. Yeah, there we go. Judy Garland as Dorothy. Should have been nominated. That's why it's my number 9.
9. How are we doing on time?
10.5 minutes.
Okay, I'll do this more quickly. Okay, my number 8, my buddy James, you know, the guy I talked to, I mentioned, former Marine, he's going to love when I say this, because we get so pissed when we mention this. One of our favorite movies, crime films of all time, is The Departed.
Oh, yeah.
It was my number 1 of 2006. It was on my number 4 for the 10 best films of the decade. There was one particular actor in there who wasn't nominated at all. Yet he was nominated for everything else, and he should have won.
I think I know who it is.
Jack Nicholson for The Departed.
It's not who I thought it was going to be.
Oh, Leonardo DiCaprio?
No, I thought it was going to be Wahlberg.
Oh, Mark Wahlberg. No, I would have given it to Jack Nicholson instead.
Yeah.
Because this movie, oh my god, there's so many lines that are funny. Only he could play that role. And if he would have won, I think he would have been the only performer in history to win an Oscar in 4 different decades.
Yep.
He's won in the 70s, 80s, 90s, and he would have won in the 2000s. He should have won for that.
Should have.
Yeah, but that's okay, because you know what's funny? At the Oscars, to present the Best Picture award, guess who was the presenter? Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson.
He wasn't even nominated. Yet he was for everything else. Bullshit.
Yep.
That is my number 8, Jack Nicholson for The Departed. One of the all-time best performances of his.
Career. All right, well, I'm going to be brief as well, because you mentioned him in your honorable mentions. Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yep.
Need I say more?
Yeah. And remember, folks, even though he was nominated, the better actor kind of won in a way. Like The Last King of Scotland won. You know, he was the better choice. Daniel Plaintiff, There Will Be Blood. I mean, Daniel Day-Lewis playing Daniel Plainview. I'm sorry, for There Will Be Blood. Yeah, it's the ones that he wasn't nominated for. That's what pisses me off even more.
Yeah. He should have... I think he should have been nominated for Best Supporting... Was it Supporting? For Django? For Django.
I said this before. No, I'm sorry, go ahead.
He should have been nominated for Titanic.
What's Eating Gilbert Grape, too.
Yeah.
I said this before, and I'm going to say it to my grave. Leonardo DiCaprio is the greatest actor to never win the Academy Award.
I can see that.
He is. I'm sorry.
I can agree with that. So, yeah, simply put... But yeah, though, simply put, that's why Leonardo DiCaprio is my number 8. Coming up next, 7 through what the hell ever.